All right, so for part one, we came up with the inequality statements, and I'm going to show you guys how to graph this the correct way this time instead of shading the wrong spots. So we talked about how this inequality statements, this one's fine, it works okay, but this one comes out really with some yucky numbers. We don't want to deal with decimals on y-intercept and then having to deal with this negative 2/3 here. So this one we're going to graph normal because this one's fine. So as you can see, I already kind of just took the liberty of graphing this. Again, if you didn't see the first part of this, part one is right before this video. So if I start at 500, which was what the y-intercept was, and then we're going to go down 1/2. I can do that even though this scaling is different, it's by 50s, because both of my x and y axis are both by 50s and they're going up by the same amounts. It's okay, I can still do this. So I can go down 1/2, down 1/2, and follow until I get to the end of the graph. And then connect all those points because it is allowed to be equal to that. So we definitely can still use that. Now, it can be anything less than that, so this whole section right here is also shaded. Now, what happens with the second line, because we don't want to deal with those weird numbers, I'm gonna just pick a couple of different points that we can use. So I started off with 500 pajamas. So if I sell 500 pajamas and it takes 3 hours to make them, it's gonna take 1,500 hours to make just pajamas. That leaves me with only 100 hours left to make the shirts. And if each shirt is worth 2 hours, then it takes me, it's gonna be 50 shirts that can be possibly made and 500 pajamas. So I can go over here to 500 pajamas and I can go to 50 shirts and put a dot right here. And then I can pick a couple other points that I can use as well. And so I picked these were the ones I did in the video yesterday. So I picked 400 as well. You get 1,200 hours to make those, which means that leaves me with 400 hours remaining. And then I can divide that by 2, then I get a total of 80 shirts. So that would work too. And so I'm just gonna put 400 with 80, and we'll put that point right here. And then I picked one more additional spot. I did 200 pajamas, which would take me 600 hours, which leaves me with 1,000 hours. And then if I do that calculation, it would be 500 shirts that I could do. So 500 shirts, and we've got 200 sets of pajamas would work. And so I have these few points that we can work with. So, oops, I should be this. Sorry, 250, not, I messed up again. Okay, so then we have our few points here. So again, we can do a few different points, just plugging in the numbers. We have a shared number at 200 and 400. So if it's 400 PJs, I'm thinking the wrong thing, and it would be 200 shirts that would take, because I can't do my math for some reason. That was this problem right here. I don't know what I was thinking. 400 divided by 2 gives me 200. So this is the point that we would use. So we have this connected to this, and then we're going to connect it to this. And again, you could do a whole bunch of other things, but this would continue to go on right down here, and it would go up here as well. So this also has to be less than. So this line that we had here has to go this way. So this is also going to be double shaded, and it goes below. So basically what you have is this whole section that I'm shading in right here is your double shaded section. So this line right here in between is only shaded by the second line I just did, and then this continues to go down here, and then this isn't shaded right here, and so all of this right here is shaded as well. This is only shaded by that little bit. So you have some shading here, some shading there, but right here in this section that I'm darkening is the double shaded area. So if you want more questions like this, you can find them on my YouTube channel. You want algebra, check these out under my Systems of Inequalities section, and I will come down here to do this last part over again, even though that was correct to begin with, but I will just show you some possible solutions that would work for this problem. If you want more questions like this, you can find them on my YouTube channel. Again, you want algebra, check them out under the Systems of Inequalities section.